What's up, everybody? This is Khalif Towns here with The Truth at the 28th Annual Stella Awards. The Truth, how are you?
Fantastic, man.
Cool. So tell us what's been going on with you lately.
2012 was a crazy year for me. I did a lot of touring. I did 3 tours. I toured with Jessica Reedy, and then after that I toured. I did an international tour, and then after that I did a rock tour called Music with a Mission. Then I came home, man, enjoyed the fun and festivities of Thanksgiving and Christmas. Hung out, enjoyed the family, man. It was amazing this year. And I have a new record that I was working on all last year, and it comes out January 29th, 129.13. If this airs after 129.13, that means it's out and you can get it everywhere you can buy music. So it's entitled Love, Hope, and War. So.
Okay. With this project, what's different about this project than your other music that you've done?
I think that the sound is different. You know, I'm an artist, kind of musician, kind of rapper. You know, I grew up playing drums. I grew up, I went to college for music. You know, music theory, the whole thing. Played orchestra. You know, the concert band, all city jazz band, all of that stuff. I'm a musician at heart, so a lot of my albums I kind of work in the process with the producers and building the music from scratch. With this, just kind of creating just what comes out of me, With this record, man, I just went with a more current sound, more mainstream sound, just what's on the radio kind of sound. Obviously, the content remains the same. The heart is the same, but the musical style that I chose was a little different this go around. And I think that's probably one of the main differences. This is my first record where there are 3 themes intertwined.
Okay.
Love, hope, and war.
Okay.
And I think that they kind of, but they're all integrated.
Okay.
all connected. So I think that's, if there's anything, and this is the first album where my face is not on an album cover.
Okay.
So if you don't see my face but you see the truth, get it. It's me.
So Love, Hope, and War. Explain to us, what does that mean to you?
Like I said, those are 3 separate themes, but they all kind of come together. I think if we just start with war, I think that, there's obviously all kinds of war. There's internal war, there's external war, there's war within and war without. There's war in our families and our relationships. There's war amongst nations. There's war.
Exactly.
You feel me? And, there's war against Satan. You know what I mean? War against the flesh. You just name it. There's people at war with God. So there's this constant war going on. And when you look in the world, there's actually a war right now in the world where, the world is, they do have their fist clenched towards the heavens as they kind of forward their agenda, as they forward their homosexual agenda, their agenda for, what they call freedom, which is, really just more liberal, sin and bondage, what I'm saying? As they, continue to, forward their agenda in the economy. And across the board, the world just continues to forward its agenda, but it is at war with God. And one of the things I'm pushing for is that the body of Christ stand up, the body of Christ rise up, and fight. You know what I'm saying? We can get off our knees now, and I know that may sound blasphemous. We still need to pray, so don't get me wrong. But God, it was interesting because God told Moses to get off his knees at one point. He said, stop praying. You already have what you need. Go do what you need to do. And there comes a point where we stop praying and start fighting. And I think that's where the body of Christ really needs to be doing right now. Not fighting with our words, obviously, but also fighting with our actions. You know what I mean? Like one of my songs, I say, civil disobedience ain't never wrong. That's how we got, the freedom that we got today with the likes of a Martin Luther King marching. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened to that kind of, demonstration?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I believe Christians should be doing that stuff. You know what I mean? For what's right, for what's objectively true, for what is the heart of God. And so the war is in that sense. But then I'm also fighting for, and this is where kind of the tension lies, but I'm also fighting for the body to get back to love.
Okay.
Because even though the war part of it is really fighting for truth, the Bible tells us speaking the truth in love. And one of the things that I realized over the past 3 years is that I looked at myself, and then I looked around me and I realized, okay, we're lacking in love. We're getting better at theology. We're getting worse in our affections. Not towards God, though. What I'm talking about now is our affections towards one another.
Okay.
That's a lot of times what we're not stressing. We're emphasizing love God. You know what I mean? Love God. Set your affections on things above. But the Bible teaches us that our love for God should actually find expression in our love for one another. And so that's also the fight on this album, that people should be able to find love and hope, not just in God, quote unquote, but in God through his people. And that's what I'm fighting for. So.
Now, on this project, are there any other artists that you might have collaborated with?
Oddly enough, I don't have any gospel artists on this record. If anybody's been tracking with me, they know that I've had the likes of everybody from Kurt Franklin to CeCe Winans on my records. But this one right here kind of goes back to my roots, and it's really just kind of straightforward hip hop. So I got Flame and Trip Lee, and I got Fizzle, and I got my man Swoop. I do have B. Rife on the album. But aside from him, man, it's real kind of straightforward, straight ahead hip hop, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So when does the project come out?
1/29/13, January 29th.
Okay.
Yeah, 2013, this year.
All right, cool. Everyone, y'all heard it. Go out and get the album on January 29th. For those that don't know, understand numbers.
Yeah. But let me say this too: if hip hop is not your preferred genre of music, I encourage you to get it for somebody that it is. Like a niece or a nephew or somebody that loves hip hop but doesn't have any Christian hip hop in their library but needs it. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times the demographic that's solely into gospel music are here to say, "Oh, that's nice." You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's just not for them, and that's fine. But it is for your niece, your nephew, or your son or your daughter, or your grandson or your granddaughter. Mm-hmm. They need it. They don't just, it's not like I'm just trying to sell records. Though selling records is nice, but my goal, man, is to make sure that they have it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. I got a 14-year-old daughter who is exposed to everything right now, secular, all things secular, and that stuff is destructive, and I want her and every 14 and up mm-hmm. person to have the alternative that's found in our music.
Cool. All right, y'all heard it. Make sure you guys go out and get that album.
Yeah.
Again, Khalif Towns with YouGospel.com and YouGospel Radio.